Hey there, this is Katherine, and I am sharing a video featuring the Gable Box from Diamond Press. It's called the Gable Box with Love. It comes with all of these dies. It comes with full color instructions. I'm going to be using a little bit of this Picnic in the Park pad from Park Lane. I did a flip through on this. I'll link to it. It's got some great fun summery patterns in it. I like it a whole lot. This is going to tell you to cut two, and I'm going to use my 12 by 12 paper. You could use 6 by 6, but you would need more of it because this first die is a little bit larger. And so a 12 by 12 will be perfect, or you can, like I say, use two 6 by 6. And then you'd probably have to have three. I should have tried it with the 6 by 6, but I didn't. I got on a tear with these and made a ton of them. And I've got all your seasons covered. So I hope you'll stay with me, and let's start a cutting. So I'm going to pull out this gorgeous green plaid, and it's two-sided. So on the back side there is a pink dot, pink paper with gold dots. Just beautiful. This pad is so cute. This Park Lane brand is from Joann's, and it is very high quality, and it's usually at a very good price point. And I pick them up quite regularly because they're perfect for these kind of applications when I need a lot of paper. You get two of each on that one. So I've trimmed this down. I'm going to run it through. I taped it down with a piece of this paper tape that I enjoy. I get this at scrapbook.com. I have some of the purple tape as well, but I am running very low on it. And I wanted to find a new alternative to it, so I've got this paper tape, and I think I can recycle it as well when it loses its stickiness because it's just paper. So hopefully I can recycle that and help out the environment a little bit. So I'm going to fold these. The instructions tell you, I'm sorry it's a little off screen. If you've got this set, you will have the instructions. But it's pretty intuitive. You're going to fold these flaps down, and then I'm going to glue the tab at the bottom. And I'm going to slide that down because the top folds down as well a little bit, giving you that gable fold. So I'm going to run some of my liquid adhesive on there, and I'm going to fold this tab back because I want it to line up with my paper. So it's very easy. You just want to hold it for a second. You can also use red line tape. I prefer the liquid adhesive. I just think it just holds better. I use mostly the Bearly Arts glue. I also have some of the art glitter, but I just use the Bearly Arts most of the time. So that's a liquid glue I would recommend for sure. I have enjoyed it. It doesn't really make my paper pucker. It has good adhesion. It's not really sticky to my hand when I'm working with it. If I run it off a little bit of the paper, it's not super sticky. It just comes right off. So anyway, enough about the glue. So you can see that I am folding these 4 pieces and putting them together, and that is how you build your Gable box. So I've got this last tab that I'm going to adhere, and I can flip over, and it's a little harder on this one just because there's 2 patterns, so the front and back have a pattern, so you just have to pay a little bit more attention. But that box would be gorgeous if I turned it around the other way too. So I like that it has a 2-sided possibility. You just, if you wanted to do it, you would just cut it the other direction. And then I'm going to pull this 4th piece together, and you see very quickly you got the makings of a super cute box. The next instructions are going to be to glue down your flaps. You could have used red line glue for this for sure. I'm still just sticking with the liquid adhesive. And you're going to pop those 2 little tabs down, and then normally I have kind of a bone folder lying around on my desk. Unfortunately, it's buried under all of my craft stuff, and so I'm trying to make it work. And then I'm going to find a couple of my clear blocks in there. Those are a good little weight, and I've got some bigger ones too as well that I'll work with in just a minute. But you want to let that set up for a few minutes and make sure you've got a good adhesion so your flaps are all together. Okay, so now to seal this box up, it's self-sealing in that you're going to kind of fold your tabs in that top and then the gable part, and then you got your little flaps that go over the edge, and that is it. How cute is that? It is about 4 inches wide and about 3.5 inches tall when it's assembled. I'm going to write that down there just for reference, and it's just so cute. I'm just measuring again to make sure I'm correct. It's a little hard to see with the patterns, but it's a great size. You can easily fit a gift card in there, but you could also do some fun little treats too, some little candies or money. The sky's really the limit. Okay, so I am going to work on decorating this one. They've got this cute little tag that it's not a tag, but it can be a tag. There's a smaller, you see it's got that little center circle at the top. There's a die on the sheet that allows you to run that back through, and you can punch out and make a little tag out of it. I thought that was pretty genius. So it's up to you. So if you just want to use the center like I want to use without that punch out, that's what I'm going to do. So this life is a picnic with you, this cute paper that's one of the cut-aparts in that picnic in the park. I'm going to use the Bon Appetit. I thought this would be cute to make for a summer picnic. I can imagine making several of these with little goodies for a friend when they come over, if you're having a little barbecue or something. I don't know, just something super cute related to a cookout is kind of what I had in mind with this project particularly. So I'm gonna, I've cut the little tag, and I cut that out of bright yellow because I had some extra and I thought it would go well with the little mustard on the hot dog. And I've got that gold as well, the gold foil in the Bon Appetit. So I'm going to stamp baked with love. You can make maybe some cookies and put them in one of these little treat boxes to wrap up your barbecue, or everybody could grab one at the end. I love little boxes like this. I have some other dies that I make boxes with, and boxes are really something I just love to create. I've got this thicker twine. They're just so much fun, and I love, they save me a lot when I need to have a gift card, and sometimes I just like to put it in a cute little box. I want a decorative element to it. Okay, so I knotted this off, and then I changed my mind and decided I didn't want to have 2 knots, so I'm just going to tie it directly onto the box, and I'm just going to tie a loose bow so that the recipient will be able to easily open it. You won't need scissors or anything like that. This twine is thick enough that it will hold on itself, and so it won't fall apart, and that way somebody can just easily open that cute little box. So that's the first one. Okay, I had to move into fall. This paper is from Recollections. It's a recent pad I picked up. I have not played with it yet, so this is the first time. It's all about Give Thanks is the name of this pad. And then I've got this diamond press set that is an autumn foliage, I believe is the name of it. It has a window dies that go with it, and it had these awesome sentiments. Now I'm going to use my decal edge dies that I bought directly from this Diamond Press website. I am going to run it through a piece of cream cardstock. You can see I have no room on my paper on my desk, so I'm holding the machine in the air, and it's still stamped. It still die cuts just fine. I have to, after this video, I've got to stop and do a little cleaning. So I found this sentiment, a friendly hello. I'm going to stamp this in an orange terracotta. I have several of these little stamping spots in my scrap stash. And I'm trying to use different things up. This is one I pulled out, and I thought it would work well with the leaves and the autumn theme. So I'm going to stamp that. I love this decal edge. I've got to play with it a little bit too. They're really, really pretty. And so I'm going to pull out these leaves. There are 3 leaves that come in that set. And you may have this. And if you do, I encourage you, even if you don't, maybe you've got some other leaves in your craft stash. You probably do. I just want to encourage you to pull out some of the stuff you already have. You don't have to have the set. You can find some other leaves and just use the same color scheme or change it up. You know, you're the artist. You get to decide. I'm going to take a second here, and I'm going to run my ink around just direct to the paper. Since I've got this small ink spot, I can do that without really needing to pull out a blending tool with that nice little edge. So it just adds a little pop of interest on there and a little bit more depth and color. So I'm going to take a piece of the craft foam I use all the time, and I will pop that up, and I'm going to add this to my box. Should be dry by now. Okay, got it turned right side up, and it fits, that decal fits perfectly on the front of this box. I'm going to glue one edge, and then I'm going to pop up with a little bit of foam. Since my friendly hello is popped up, I want to glue it onto the paper, but then also pop up that edge so I've got a nice even look with the leaf. And I'm going to do the same thing, repeat the same process on this other leaf that I've got. I can imagine using these for Thanksgiving, or a little, in the season of thanks, give a little treat to someone, or you could make these for your place setting, put them on your plate, and you could decorate them with somebody's name. The sky is the limit. And now I'm going to move to Christmas, the holidays. They'll be here before we know it. So I have already die cut the Merry Christmas. This is a set that came out a while ago. I think this is called Christmas Foliage. I think I bought this very soon after the autumn one. And I have done this in green, and then I've got a bright red on the front. This set includes that gorgeous wreath, has Noel, has foliage. Some of you, I'm sure a lot of you own this already. So I encourage you to pull it out. So I'm going to add a tag to it. Got that cute tag that comes in the Gable Box set, and that will be a definite keeper because it's a great size for this box as well as a lot of other projects. You could use it on smaller gift bags. The size is really good. Okay, so I'm running this through just on some white cardstock that I had on my desk, and I am going to keep it pretty simple. I want that Merry Christmas to stand out. So I'm looking through my stamps, and I see there are these cute little tiny to and from, which is perfect for this tag. I've got more of that Stampin' Up ink spots that I have, and this cherry cobbler, which is a deep red, kind of almost a burgundy, not quite, but pretty dark. And then I'm going to stamp the from. That's all I need on this tag. So cute. Got plenty of room to add someone's name. And then I will also tie this on with a piece of spearmint twine, a darker green and white twine from my craft stash. And it works with that dark green that is on the poinsettias on this paper. And this paper I will link to as well, all about Christmas, ready for Christmas. This is a Crafter's Companion paper pad that I got last year. And they had a lot of different patterns in it related to Christmas and winter themes. So I'll link to that as well. I'm trying to get my knot my bow just a little bit smaller. And then I will trim that off. So Merry Christmas, there you go. So cute. Okay, this one is a card. I was determined to make a card with this stamp. I love this stamp. This beautiful kind of coneflowery, I think it's a coneflower, so pretty. And then it's got this beautiful little tendril of greenery coming out with it. So I just pull out a piece of watercolor cardstock, and I am going to start stamping. I really don't have a plan with this. I sort of had a vision in my mind, but I wasn't really sure where it was going to go, I'll be honest. I did have this thank you die that I keep pulling in to kind of block a space for it. So I'm just filling it in with this. I'm using my Gina K Obsidian Amalgam ink that I love and that I can watercolor with because this is watercolor paper. And so then I am trying to layer on this last flower, and I realized the stamp press couldn't go that direction with that big flower. So I just turned it and it stuck out just a little bit, but I really only want that flower. So I'm just going to cover this one more time. I've been masking this a little bit, and then I will finish that off. There's a little bit of the tip that I missed, and that's going to be it. So I've got this kind of interesting background, and then I'm going to do some watercoloring with it. I've got this Prima, I what is Pastel Dreams is the name of this. It's a Prima Marketing, I think is the name of this brand. They make these cute little small pans of watercolor. And they're just fun. So, and then I've got a little bit bigger one that's still small colors, but a little bit bigger with more colors. I wanted a little bit darker green. So I'm just taking a water pen and I am doing a very loose coloring. I didn't stay in the line on this. I wanted it to be pretty organic and just follow the line, but not necessarily stay in the line. The flowers I kept pretty much in the lines, but it doesn't have to be perfect. That's what I love about watercolor. It's very forgiving. So I'm coming back with this purple. I'm just running a little bit on the lines that are drawn in the image. And then I thought about blue, but I changed my mind to these two pinks. And I'm going to kind of combine them together to get a couple of different shades. You can see it got a little bit darker on a couple of them. And then I am going to move to the actual top of it, which will be yellow. I was choosing which yellow I wanted. You can see it's a very vibrant yellow for a pastel, but it's still so pretty. So I'm just cutting that a little bit, the color, by adding in a little bit more water. I'm cleaning my brush again, and I am going to come back and kind of pull a little bit more of those colors to soften them up a little bit. And then there'll still be a little bit of white on there as well. And you probably need to let it dry in between the colors so they don't bleed. I think I had a little bit of bleeding, but for camera, it just doesn't always go how you want it. But I think it turned out pretty cute. I'm happy with it. I'm going to use some of the Bearly Arts liquid glue, and I've got that twine that I added on there. I kept a very thin line of twine. I wanted to have a little bit more, but I really wanted these flowers to shine. And now I have added this onto a scrap of the Picnic in the Park paper from earlier. And then I'm going to come back and add this onto kind of a bubblegum pink card base. I'm moving this paper out of the way because it's still a little bit wet from watercoloring, and I don't want to ruin my project at this point. So I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to bring in a couple of blocks to put on the ends to let them dry. Watercolor takes a little bit longer, I think, the paper to adhere, and it can use a little bit of a weight down of it. Got this gorgeous thank you cut from black cardstock, basic black cardstock, and I will add this into that spot that I intentionally left. And this one's a little out there, but I'm happy. It turned out pretty good. It kind of worked with what I was thinking of, but I was going to use that stamp, and I was going to make a card with it because it is such a pretty stamp. I'm going to come back with a little bit of a shimmer pen and add just the lightest onto the top, and I will let that dry, and then that's it for this card. Let everything dry, we're good to go. Okay, so let's recap. I've got this card with the shimmer. I stamped the inside as well. You're the best. That'd be a sweet thank you card for someone. Got that card. I'm going to pull back in some of the boxes I've made. I've got 3 for the holidays, a couple of birthdays, a fall one, and then one for a picnic. So I had such a blast with this set. If you picked it up, I hope that you're inspired to pull it out and make something, or think about all the seasonal items you could make. Birthdays, graduation, the list is endless. It's a great die set. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that you will subscribe and like and share. And I will look forward to checking in with you soon. Have a great day. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you had a favorite. Appreciate your support. Have a great day.